In August 1971, the Unionist Stormont government introduced internment. Consequently, hundreds of men and later women were incarcerated without trial. The first wave of internees were exclusively nationalists and Republicans, but loyalists were also later interned. The first internees were crammed into the already crowded Crumlin Road jail, but were soon moved to Nissen huts and compounds at the newly created internment camp at Longkesh. Some of those interned were held on a prison ship, Maidstone, in Belfast Lough. Also for a short period in early 1972, a former military base at Magilligan in Co.Derry was used as an internment camp. The internment operation clearly demonstrated that the internees were special category prisoners or prisoners of war. This was illustrated by their detention by British Army rather than police, the non-involvement of any judicial process, their incarceration in compounds instead of cells, and by the fact that they were guarded by military sentries and watchtowers. Furthermore, the internees' compounds were segregated according to political affiliation. These features were all compatible with prisoner of war status rather than criminal status. Internment lasted until the end of 1975. The British government was to embark on a major prison building program in Britain and the north of Ireland, part of which was to embrace a new prison at Magilligan Point, County Derry, the picturesque and potential tourist location on the northeast coast. Locking up Irish dissenters has always been a weapon of the British establishment. Magilligan Prisoner of War Camp was first opened in January 1972 when 50 Irish Republican internees were transferred from the prison ship Maidstone. The camp comprised of 8 Nissen huts on the site of an army camp. The camp was divided into compounds to house the various internees and was manned by British Army dog handlers and prison staff on detached duty from Scotland, England, and Wales, as well as some staff members from the north of Ireland. Magilligan would be part of an overall plan by the British government to build a number of super prisons to accommodate an increase in the prison population. The super prisons, modeled on those built in the USA and South Africa, were expected to hold 2,500 prisoners. Magilligan was built as an internment camp, and those in prison tended to be drawn from as far away as Belfast. Ireland as a nation has historically been remarkably crime-free, but as events post-civil rights era showed, those captured in the struggle to liberate the North became political prisoners. The longest and possibly the largest period of imprisonment began in 1970, with some arrests, and was followed by widespread internment between 1971 to 1975. There are 3 H blocks at Magilligan Jail, which replaced temporary accommodation in 1976. Up to 23 Second World War Nissen huts are now used as stores, workshops, and locker rooms. Irish men and Irish women were held as sentenced prisoners on their own home soil, with many more prisoners scattered across English dispersal prisons, and some prisoners held in Germany, Holland, and America. Thousands of prisoners were held, often on protests, and always battling for prisoner of war recognition and improved conditions wherever they were held, with 12 of them dying on hunger strike.